Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Erothian Unofficial Spoiler Podcast. As usual, I am one of your co-hosts, Van Sexel. Along with me today, as always, is
Sanchez Steve, Captain of Chaos in the Discord as usual, and someone who's found that they really like using the lawful to make chaos. As Regicide sort of showed.
yeah, that was an interesting twist yesterday that I think has had a silver lining behind it, as someone said yesterday.
Oh,
Nice little silver lining.
a couple of people said that there was a silver lining of, hey, their ex isn't around anymore.
Oh man.
So they fought the baby thing and won, and the floor fell out underneath some of them, but they managed to not fall down straight away.
It's something that's happened a lot where Scott makes these huge build-ups to these boss fights, and then he rolls badly, and Regicide just mollywops the fuck out of him.
To be fair, he brought Ophios down to 2 health points.
True, but Ophios didn't even try to heal. He just kept attacking. So I don't know if they were even that afraid.
And to be fair with what Scott revealed anyway, the healing wouldn't have helped them.
Oh yeah. The healing wouldn't have helped, but what I'm saying is they didn't even try to use second wind or like a potion or anything. He just kept attacking. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep attacking it. In fact, I'm gonna use this staggering smite here. And it was insane. I don't know. Like, I just find it. I find it funny that they do that, but I don't know.
I mean,
yeah, I feel bad for his roles. Let's just say that.
Yeah. It worked out for them.
Oh yeah,
but did it really?
That's true.
Because they couldn't kill it with the normal axes and this thing. It just went inert. And
yeah,
we find out later they wouldn't have healed if they tried healing while they're around it. But so they tried using the brimstone axe. And
a couple of different revelations come about. Let's first discuss the more mundane one, I guess you could say in quotes, is that the undead baby had a fully grown soul inside of it, and he was clutching. You're right, had a full grown soul inside of it, and he was pretty much trying to resist all suction into hell.
Yeah, just like anyone would, really. Oh, and it was a very heavy soul. It was in a plains god that was thrown into hell.
Yeah, we're gonna see the ramifications of that soon. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Regicide spoilers. Scott goes, they made a mistake, and Zalamos goes, "Oh, how much trouble is the deer in now?" And Scott goes, "A lot."
Oh man.
The axe broke.
I kind of don't blame them, but I also, because it was dead, but it wasn't getting chopped, and Regicide has a tendency to want to see limbs get severed. That's the only way you know something's dead for sure. And if the limbs aren't being severed, that means that it's not dead. So
and they really don't want things going back to bite them in the ass again. Well, unfortunately, this little bit of proactivity,
Listen, they got the reputation of the most paranoid group for a reason, okay?
Yeah. They still have 23 hours too.
Oh man.
So I'd hit the 666 gift sub mark, and so I could make a fiend. This was it. I'm not saying what type of fiend just yet, but I think it's pretty obvious that it's a devil.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I was saying to Van just before, it's so interesting what Regicide are actually scared of.
Yeah. It's hilarious because it's like undead baby. Nah, we're gonna prep for this. We're gonna drink some potions. Let's go. And then after the fight, the devil pops up, and they're like, "Well, Rena, this
I
is
don't
a
know what
bad
this
idea."
is, and it's horrifying. I think with Ophios' exact words. And then a little bit after that, it goes, "You cannot escape me." In their heads while they're talking psychically to each other. It's just like,
Yeah, that was a cool ass part. That was a cool ass
I
part. I'm
just, I
not
just keep
gonna. I'm
rewatching
not
that point
even
over and over and over again, just because of Missy's face.
Oh, that was a cool ass part.
And you're on your own, Rena.
Like I said, the only thing that scares Regicide is more something more evil than themselves, and that's it.
Yeah.
You can't be like partially evil or evil cosmically or not good or even undead. No, undead don't scare them. We saw that last night. As soon as like I think Scott said what type of monster they were, whites. But as soon as they saw a bunch of whites, they were like, "Listen, we gotta wipe these shits out. We can't even just use our wish to wish that there were no undead in the deer. No, that's not good enough for us. We gotta wipe these motherfuckers out ourselves."
They still have two more,
You're right.
and it runs out in 23 hours.
Oh man.
What the Bone Devil should have done. Put a time limit on
Well,
those bones.
the Bone Devil got a little bit. Mm,
I
I
wouldn't
think the
even
way
say the
that
Bone Devil got
Raven.
more.
Yeah, no. I was about to say that originally, and then I changed my mind. He he kind
He
of
got a
got
lot, but I don't
the.
think he got the same mass worth.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess yeah. I I don't think the DM was thinking about that. I think this time he made sure that there was a limitation because we saw how good three wishes could be in the Kingmaker campaign.
Well, I don't think as
So,
a. I will say I don't think as a DM thing as to the time period. I think it's pretty much the because making the fiend.
oh,
It's
making the
sort of
what?
a
I didn't hear you.
because I chose the fiend and that sort of thing, right? It was one of the features to this
Oh,
fiend.
okay. Yeah, still three wishes though. Just
Hmm.
like we saw how much that can impact anything in the Kingmaker campaign, and like how resourceful it was just for them, and how easily Regicide could use those wishes when things pop up.
Yeah,
Especially with how as much as they get locked up and thrown into jail. So
they still have to get out from underneath there.
yeah, last night was a fun session. I'm a little bit, and I told this to Steve earlier. I'm a little bit disappointed that we won't get to see that undead power get to stick around. But I guess I understand. But still, they don't fight undead that often. So I
Well,
mean,
like they were saying, is they didn't wish for it to be permanent,
true, true.
so the deal didn't
It's
have to.
it's just that every time they fought undead, Rena's like almost died and has had Lady Aravel come to her rescue every single time. So being able to take him down herself would have been a nice little change. But oh well.
Well,
even though Aravel may not have actually came to her rescue, fortunes, you know, there was a favor in the fortunes that made it appear that way. So
quite favourable fortunes indeed.
there is one other point. They have the undead baby's body,
Yeah.
and they plan on giving it to Aslan.
Hmm. Yeah. There's no way to make that not morbid. There's no way to make that not morbid at all.
And oh man, I'm looking forward to see what Scott does with Ophios, because Ophios is Tyler is really on this Ophios needs an evolution type thing, and I don't think he's gonna get what he's bargained for. Like, like we'll see, but I don't know, because he's totally on the look. All this other stuff, you guys are distracting from Ophios evolving.
Yeah. without a wish or without fortune's favor, I don't see them working the um, procedure that well to make
Mm-hmm.
him evolve. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see anything good happening of it. I think something bad is gonna happen, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well,
let's let's hope his god Snaga um finds a way to intervene, because that's the only way I see a good thing coming out of that point.
yeah. I do kind of want to just go back to the whole devil talking with Rena and like
Oh yeah,
Yonder's
yeah.
talking and then you're told to shut up. Like, and Yonder's getting past the spell that was used. I go, okay. And then Ophius going, no, we don't want to deal with you. And he goes, I don't know what you are, but you've been warned. And then they all try to talk in their heads with the psychic whispers thing and being told, there's no escape.
Look, yeah, that devil had a lot of cool moments. Like those are the kind of bad guy moments I love to see. Like the ones where you're like, oh shit. Like what have we gotten ourselves into?
Yeah, well, several souls from the freaking gibbering mouthers. Troll souls probably aren't worth that much. But it's probably all overbalanced by the fact that it's like fucking in a god sacrificed. And my comment in the Regicide where the enemies are just going to get bigger and better, so they'll be more fun. Well,
yeah.
some people, well, not people, but some beings might take issue with the fact that they sacrificed a god. I don't remember if I think Pathfinder does have its own version of the Inevitables, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna see, man.
Oh.
Oh man, it's only these guys. I
They're,
love watching
they're
them.
like level 9, aren't they? So it's about time they got a bit more fucking difficult.
Listen, with the roles that Scott always seems to roll when they're fighting a bit bad, like he said, this undead baby creature thing was supposed to be CR13, and they kind of easily wiped it out, even with Ophios being 2 health. Like Yondis wasn't even fighting. Yondis wasn't even fighting. Like,
Makes sense considering how small the area they were fighting in was in the whole.
True. Oh.
I think throwing knives is like 10 feet, or like something like that. So
Yeah,
I don't think he's
it's
going to
not
get
that
past,
far of a range.
unless he teleported it. But then I don't think he wanted to face the umbilical cord himself.
Yeah, I know he said that. Oh, there was one other point I wanted to bring up. Also, was that when we saw the mole, well, the undead mole down there. I think Yandis did something that was a little bit fun. That he was just hoping that it would produce more fruit than it did. Was him trying to get inside the undead mole's brains once he saw that they could communicate with each
I'm
other.
so glad he didn't try that with the undead baby.
Yeah, yeah, that would have probably been a bad idea, but
Yeah, that would have been a bad idea. Oh, let me just open up this two-way communication with a undead baby god. Oh shit. Harboring and assuming direct control.
Yeah, but he was. I think Messi was hoping for it to bear a little bit more fruit than it did. All that he basically got was going. I'm going to consume you. So at that point, it's like, look, there's no negotiation
Nom
grounds
nom
between
nom
anyone
nom
from that
nom.
point. We can't negotiate about a point like that. So we're gonna have to wipe you out or leave. Either one.
And leaving is a lot more difficult at this point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man.
there's something else that Valorant doesn't have to deal with.
True. It is.
I mean,
Now.
there has to be more rooms and that sort of thing with that one because where did all those mouthers come from? And there was only like 4 rooms when they went down there the first time.
The one question I have is all of Eroth fucked because of what they did, or is it just a deer?
I think it's
Because
all.
Adir seems to be the punching bag, even though other stuff is going on in Eroth. Like Adir happens to be the punching bag of the continent at this point.
Well, to be
Something goes
fair,
on, and Adir
it's
has
not
to
being
go with
punched
it.
by everyone else on the continent. Fair enough, a little bit, but it's mainly been undead, mutants, fiends, um, civil war. Not civil war in a broad sense because they aren't technically all united yet.
All the fiendish activity all throughout the continent seems to center itself around Adir. It's kind
That's
of
only because
strange.
that's
I
where
don't
we've
know.
seen it. It could
Yeah.
be bigger elsewhere. We just haven't seen it because it's not focused on them. Which
Well,
hopefully
let's
this
say the
devil will help
biggest
shape.
fiendish. I say the biggest because it seems to have made the biggest impact. Like even if there is fiendish activity in other places, we haven't seen it make as big as an impact as it has in
We also
Adir
haven't seen it.
itself.
We also plain up haven't seen it.
True, I guess, but like, man, the only place I can imagine that being elsewhere is maybe the Barren Lands. Maybe.
Well, from our Patreon game, we know Peridot. I would imagine Iscaria would have some of it.
But it's quiet
I
there,
don't think I don't think Eustace would have it as a problem because of how magically controlling that thing. It would probably be more like experimenting. But Iscaria, where it's all wealth and things like that, probably there. Yovance, maybe if there are people that had the ability. Don't know enough about Tasendale. I don't think. What's the one above Malta? The Archer one. Um,
Uh,
your
the
characters from
Galderia.
Galderia. I
Galderia.
don't see that one because they don't seem to be much in their magic. Malta probably because they do all sorts of experimentation. Eldama is pretty much the Fey stronghold, so I don't think so. Delegus we haven't really seen.
Malta I
Kajinxi, I
might have
don't
a
think
problem
so.
with.
Yeah.
I mean, not a problem with a dispute about, but that's just based on what we've seen of a Malta. Eustace, I can kind of agree, but I think only the upper echelon, like the super
Yeah,
high.
because it's the level of magic used sort of thing.
Yeah, a Malta, I don't really see it, but maybe like
With all the other
it's
experiments they've done with like anti magic
true.
plagues, making people stronger and that sort of thing, I can kind of see them turning to them, but like not like en masse and that sort of thing, but like you know, I don't see Goldaria. I don't know enough about Tasendale. I don't think the Sill would because they seem to be more elemental spirits.
Elemental power, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be the elemental bastion over there. We've got, like I said, Eldamar's the Fey bastion. We don't know enough about Kajinxi's magic other than it's similar to the Barrenlands and has some training from the Arcane Congress in certain places.
Yeah. But yeah, so
and
we're gonna have to.
Again, we're only
gonna
looking
get
at this continent. So we don't know if any of the other continents have either. Yeah.
Yeah, true. There's still a lot of places we haven't visited, even in this continent. Even though I'm kind of like itching to see what else is in the world, but I guess speaking about Kajinxi though, let's move a little bit on to War Monger. Unless you want to bring up something else about the devil.
No, we'll wait.
Yeah, because I think with the devil, I think we're gonna get a chance to see him a little bit more next session, only because they still have 2 more wishes they need to fulfill in less than 23 hours.
Actually, one thing I will say is that it's funny what we unite Yondis and Ophios. Because they're still always butting heads. This matter they agreed, no more dealings with this devil.
Oh, they're like, yeah, let's just wish for the undead to be gone and then move on with our lives.
Like,
So,
we've only got so much, because Yondis has said we've only got so much time. We may as well use these wishes that he's given us. But no more. No, don't make more deals with the devil. No. And Ophios is like, yeah, I agree with you. It's fucking horrifying.
The only way to scare Regicide is to put more evil things in front of them, more evil things in themselves. Oh man.
But yeah, Warmonger.
Yeah, let's move on to War Monger. War Monger was interesting. We didn't have Cell this week, so it was a bit shorter of a session, only by like an hour or so. But one correction Delric made is that Clan Steel's name is Throne. Throne. I think he said it like that. So, and then we went on basically with Varix meeting up with Narin and basically talking about the things that happened last session with the Thunderhammers and discussing their plans for the co-owned city and Clan Fakwa, which I always forget that name unless I write it down.
See, I don't remember that clan's name either, but I immediately went straight back to Shrek one.
Yeah, I do. I also do that all the time. Every time I hear it, that's all I go to.
Now I'm just imagining every single one of them just grabs a stool and starts talking.
That's the only way I envision that ambassador now. The one that they killed in like session 2 or 3. Like I imagine him as that guy.
I think it was either session 2 or session 1, I think.
Well, session 1 they got fucked over and basically cleaned out their, I think it was Shado, and then they moved over to Kuchibashi.
Oh yeah, Kuchibashi was the next session, so it'll be session 2.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. Clan Fakwa. Hey, I always imagine that guy too now. So especially with how he acted during that first session between those three. It was like, yeah, no, that's all I imagine. That short little dude with the big ass head. Just as a half orc now.
I imagine the one thing that carries over is they've all got the same style of red hat.
I can see it.
It's like the fashionable thing over there.
Oh man. One thing we did learn, unfortunately, is that Clan Thunderhammer got wiped out this session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone got Fortune's favor, and someone Trump got it to cancel.
I'm not even gonna try to make that accent.
What, the Russian one?
Yeah, that terrible whatever the hell that is accent.
Why you have to be mad? It's only a game.
Oh man. But also a key point that came out of this little meeting between Narin and Varix is that Varix is actually coming to Narin for help. After the many battles that they've gone through recently, he has decided that he would like more than just chargers. He would like some mounted forces because he's seen how useful they are, and seeing that Kuchibashi happens to be one of the best mounted groups in all of Kuchingzi, as so far as we've seen anyway. He's looking to his friend to train. So
yeah, from what you had there, looks like he wants to make bull riders. Cavalry.
Yeah, they're not going to be they're not going to be.
I think it would be easier to do boar chariots, considering the size. Probably. You got to remember that orcs are actually a lot smaller, so I don't see them staying on the back of the boars as well.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that Varix is actually pretty big for an orc at like 5'9". So yeah. I keep forgetting that fact. But yeah. So we'll get to see that happening in the future. I believe they said that he was going to have I wrote it down, but I forgot to move it. God, I forgot his name. Because so originally well, from what it seemed like, one of the advisors was going to leave Kuchibashi to go train, but then because he had such a prominent position, they decided not to have him leave, but instead send the Densho warriors up to
Hoko?
Kuchibashi. No, not Hoko.
Tonscreed?
Townscreet. That
Okay.
is it. Townscreet. Yeah, they were gonna have him go up and they're gonna have them go and train their horses. Delag
The
was saying
cavalry.
like, yeah, Delag was saying that that they're basically gonna pick out the weakest and smallest chargers and and send those guys up for mounted forces.
Well, to be fair, it'd be a lot easier because they'll be small enough for it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially if they
but
plan on using XPs.
we'll see. I think he did say boar though, so
If they're going
I
for
think
boars, they'll
that's
probably
just
want
because.
bigger.
Yeah, I think the boar is just so he doesn't step on Kujibashi's clan's shtick, even though there happens to be another clan that had axe beak as well. So, but Densho's roles, they're moving Roderick, who actually does have knowledge geography, um, as a viceroy to Vosk, and then Suresh comes to Varix and informs him that Shado is accused of having slave labor in the mines and terrible conditions. And not only that, but Tanzo is actually a secret order to Lady Aravel, and that they sacrificed their citizens to monsters in the volcano, and that there are a band of corrupt going to free the miners.
Yeah, I was saying this in the schemers chat before, but it's just funny how all four of us have had a hand in this now. Started with Anno's Fortune's Favor, then there was my event with the old people condemning the broken chain, and now we have the other two's ones popping up. And things definitely couldn't be going worse for Shadow at the moment. All
This is
because he
what
turned
this.
that one Fortune's Favor into a trump card.
Yeah, I was thinking that as I was hearing all this, that this was the best time for this little situation to play out, especially because Cell's not here and can't defend himself from any of these claims.
Yeah, this.
Oh man. Of course, this is bad because um Densho is all about freedom. They're
Mhm.
that American type freedom where, you know, freedom doesn't actually have to exist. You just have to put on the label of freedom, and and as long as you add free and freedom to the end of your sentence, that's a good thing. But yeah, so Densho doesn't actually, to me, Densho doesn't actually care about freedom. They just don't want you to ally yourself with somebody who um like, you know,
Mm,
Tessel.
yeah.
And I'm actually
Sorry, that just caught me off guard. Yeah, I still want you to align with someone like yeah, Tessel. That was a good one. That was a good one.
oh man.
Yeah, so the whole plan was to try and get it so that the Densho people wouldn't be attacking Shadow people coming over.
Mhm.
And well, the advisors aren't going to. Unfortunately, Jake rolled pretty poorly.
Yeah.
A critical fail. If there was any way for it to be more critical of a failure, it would have been that.
let's let's say from a couple of sessions ago, I think he chose the correct person to on the job because, you know, Ceres doesn't seem to have anything against Clan Shado or Tessel or anything like that, and has said, "Look, I know these claims are frivolous and all that, but we should at least put on the air of investigating them." I think if he would have gone with I forget, oh, Erothel. I think if he would have gone with Erothel or even listen to anything Erothil said. And had Erothel accuse Tessel or investigate, quote unquote, Tessel, something may have happened even worse. Let's
Mm.
just say that.
Well, Erothil was already pissed off Kuchibashi.
Well, remember last session he said, well, not last session. It was a couple of sessions ago, right after the first combined effort at a war. He was like, "I don't like that Naito or Tessel, so we're gonna have to we're gonna have to start making movements against these two," which is why Erothel is fun.
Yeah.
Fun is a word.
Yes, it is. I think it was wasn't it like a DC 20 or I think it was a DC 20. It could have been DC 20 or DC 16, but it's you're older 7. So
yep.
Yeah, so yeah, that's quite below.
Was that a net 1? By the way?
No, it was a 3.
Was that net 1?
It was a 3 plus 4.
Okay, it was a 3.
It was a net 1. Oh, no.
Yeah, it was pretty severe. Like the penalties, that they seemed severe at first.
Yeah, and so the event got worse for Shadow to have to deal with when it comes back.
Luckily, Delric changed his mind about the penalties for Shadow since it was Denshill's role. He said that it's only an unrest 3, but it's a permanent penalty to loyalty for Densho, and they also get the 3 unrest. So
yeah, I think the dice are telling a story of where they really want this broken chain and shadow thing to go.
Oh man.
Oh.
We also got them with the Mortifer event where this happened in actual history, but it didn't play out nearly as well.
No, it didn't. Infected rye bread, I think it was. But yeah,
that sounds about right. Yeah, that. There was also a theory about people just going through major depression and trying to dance it out, and other people being infected because they saw how much attention, the YouTube effect. They saw how much attention other people were getting, so they wanted to get attention too. There's also that theory going around.
Yeah, there's also some sort of fungus ergo. I remember ergo being part of it, but some sort of fungus in the rye. And when people moved away from rye, it lessened.
Yeah, I think that's the prevalent theory, though, that there was actually an infection going on, which would make sense because people were dying of exhaustion.
Well, it's basically the same thing as the cordyceps thing. It's just that we were eating it.
But anyway, yeah, that was happening here. And Mortifer was like, "How are we going to deal with this?" And Jake, for the lulz and memes, decided to go with Akram's idea of just making it a festival. Because he on multiple points said, "This sounds like the dumbest idea of the group. Like, this is so stupid." Yet
sometimes the ideas that work aren't the obvious ones.
It's just because he rolled so damn high. That's why it passed. Otherwise, this would have turned into a terrible travesty.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, that could be for any event.
That's true. That's true.
Like in Patreon Kingdom Rolls and that sort of thing. I'm just... That assassination or the freaking smugglers one I recently got could have gone really wrong if I hadn't rolled really well.
Oh man! But for the event, we actually got to see some of the dancers that Tessel tried to invite earlier. They came over and they helped out with the festival. All in all, it cost Jake about, I think he said 4 BP, so he ended up getting a stability of.
Because there's
well, he got the 4 stability to it, so I think I think
Yeah, probably was
it
for
was
them.
each. Yeah, I think it was each BP gives him a stability increase.
Yeah.
Because Delric was saying he thought he was only going to spend about 2.
I think he was saying that he only expected him to spend 1.
Yeah, but he actually spent some money on it, and the event helped to cure the uncontrollable dancing, and the festival went on. So we'll see if Denshell decides to make this a holiday from this point on. Uh, I also have in the notes that Delric just started to describe Mortifer's headline event. Um,
It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch.
that's at the 1 hour and 46 minute mark. But yeah, that was fun.
Mortifer had his 7 seconds of glory.
Then I think we get Erothel gets sent to investigate the region around the clans to the south. He pretty much learns that it's just those 3 clans down there, but he gets a lot more information on the clans. He learns the location of a river, of a hill, and that the clan directly south of them is about 700 people strong, which is extremely rare for the Barren Lands, and that they're either gearing up for some kind of attack or that those numbers are gonna quickly fail due to the lack of food and inhospitable nature of the Barren Lands altogether. So,
Yeah, that or a bunch of other clans going away really quickly.
true. Yeah, I think it's they're gearing for a push into Kajinxi, or something like that, and Densho needs to prepare for that.
Or it could be with a Patreon game going on that I was part of at one point, a response to that clan popping up, or it could be going to Peridel, or
True. Yeah.
Could be anything really.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. I keep forgetting they're over there. Oh, a couple of things with Kuchibashi. Shala finds out that about a little bit of information about the dude to the north, Clan Vok, which these names are way too close to each other, Vok and Vosk, and I'm gonna get confused if they're not also pointed to on the map as soon as he says one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and don't really know what to say.
I mean, I don't think I'm the only person with that problem, right? I can't be the only person with that problem. We have way too many names as it is in this campaign.
Yeah, well, it makes sense for it, other than the whole why is everyone fighting with each other? Like, seem to be focusing on fighting each other rather than the outer threats. But
Yeah. But because the Thundering Hammers are disbanding, they decide to build Bardello and Shinrotar so that the mercenaries stick around.
And also to make use of the tactic that worked so well from the other time.
Yeah, yep. I laughed when they said that though, because of joke of Shinrotar and there being a Bardello there. But okay.
A lot of rotation.
Oh, okay. But Narin sends Shala to the north to go figure out how the mercenaries were taken care of, and Tora is able to get some information from Akram. Well, he sends Tora to get some information from Akram. Tora being Varrix's daughter. I won't say wife, but I don't think.
No, it's definitely daughter.
Yeah. I almost said wife, but Varrix has a harem, not a wife.
I see Jake likes to keep certain themes of his characters. So.
Let's see. when Jake when Jake makes half orcs, they always have harems. Okay, when he makes an orc has a harem for Jake.
Well, Vigo's still young.
Oh man. One interesting little tidbit that came out of this meeting between Kuchibashi was Tonscrete bringing up the fact that Densho has begun its expansion into very close to Kuchibashi, and he brought up concerns with that while Tora were there and asked if she could explain why Ferrex would do that. She basically just told him that due to them needing farmland or fertile farmland, that they would need to do so, but that Ferrex planned on having a meeting later on to discuss their plans at the former Clan Fosk. I don't know if they plan on renaming that settlement.
We'll find out.
Okay.
I
I was
don't think
wondering
they
if
talked about that.
they said anything. I just missed it. And that he has no further plans to try to screw over his allies. And Tonscrete took that as a okay.
No further plans to screw over his allies. I love that phrasing because it implies that he had plans to do that in the first place.
Listen, if he screws over his allies in the future, there were no former plans of doing so. So it just happened.
I know, but stop keyword this further. It implies that some of it happened in the past. I think the shadow thing might have been planned, actually.
All I'm saying is there's a broken chain shrine in one, and there's
monastery.
in the other.
Monastery.
Right, monastery in one, and there's definitely nothing in the other. So let's say. Let's just say somebody might have been getting secret BP from the Barrenlands to help screw over somebody a little bit. Oh. Here's a very important part, and I instantly knew who they were talking about because some secret talks that you and I had talked about in the past. Shala presents Narin with an opportunity of a friend investigating Clan Vok. However, it would cost a lot for this friend to be dealing with the situation. And at first, it was a nominal fee until the thing that Narin actually wanted investigated, and then it was like, yeah, he's gonna need more than that.
Yeah, it's just a continuation of that Fortune's Favor from before.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, one of my characters keep appearing in every single campaign. I've still got to find a way to do that for InClime.
But yeah, he's gonna help investigate, and this is like, wasn't this a couple of years before Kingmaker? So
he popped up like a year into Kingmaker, I think.
No, I mean this time period of
Well, considering how many months they've had, they started, I think, a couple of years before Kingmaker. I'm not too sure whether or not they.
Oh, you're right.
Timelines.
Yeah. They keep going by months so quickly. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Oh man. But yeah, this is
it just gets around.
But anyway, yeah, he's Narin agrees to it because he needs more information on his enemies, and he may need someone who's not that connected with the kingdom in order to do so. So
yeah, well,
agrees with it.
It's a pity that War Monger has the criticals, because if I rolled a 1 with that character, you'd get a 19 for stealth. So as long as he rolls higher than a 1, he's good. I don't think anyone's catching him if he doesn't want to be seen.
Wow, yeah.
And I mean, if he takes his time, takes a 10 or a 20, it's
auto 30. Well, basically auto 30.
Yeah. Yeah. And he can
Oh,
move really
man.
quickly while he's stealthy, so yeah.
he's gonna get hired by a god to go investigate another god, and he's gonna succeed.
A couple more levels is possible.
Oh man, let's jump into Jake's other campaign, InClime now.
Jake's other camp. I'm sorry, Neil. I think someone's moved away from the apologists.
Listen, Jake is the leader of one of the factions in that one, and he's the group leader of InClime. Even though they're becoming more like friends than a squadron.
And he did basically also end up leading Planeswalker too.
Yeah, at the end he did, yeah. Well, it's Jake's campaigns, so He's got his harem in real life and out.
Yeah.
And in game, so Oh man. But the group basically ends up getting back to BCC Pro, and they basically tell her what went on. I believe
Just
that
the dry facts of it. So she ended up having to ask
Yeah,
their opinions afterwards.
Vigo gave her all the dry facts in a written report, and then she was like, "All right, we need some clarifications and opinions, please."
It looks interesting though, because it looks like the Warden's going to become part of the Dwayne
Yeah,
property. No, property. I mean, territory.
They did warn her about the lieutenant though.
Yeah.
Which was a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that lieutenant, man. And she immediately tells them, "Great, you guys did a decent job, and I'm putting you on a different mission." And she goes into explaining what that mission is.
Yeah. An all expenses paid vacation to the Barrenlands. Yeah, there's rumors of more ruins and that sort of thing in the Barrenlands. You want to go check it out for us? Oh yes, that's totally going to be easy. Like you got a choice of either going by land, where it's basically a desert, or by going up the river in a boat. Yeah, because that's really not going to be a target to everyone that can see it.
Oh man, that's like when you pay way too much for a cruise, and then you find out it's in the middle of COVID, and you still go, and they decide to lock you all in your room until you get to shore. That kind of thing would suck. That's what the vacation to the Barrenlands is.
I know a couple of those cruises ended up with failures in the sewage system.
Oh
from
no!
From being locked down from COVID thing. So,
no, God, no! Oh my
being
God!
locked in your room with that on a cruise because someone had COVID on board. Oh,
oh no! Well, that's the Barrenlands experience for you guys.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed it.
And everyone watching probably did. That they did.
I think she basically describes also why the reason that they were sent to the gate, because they could have sent to anyone else there. But she says, "Hey, we sent you guys to go and get a to see if the rumors about the warden were true and all that other crap." Obviously, they weren't, because how would they possibly be true? But I think they do inform that was Arena and her crew.
Well, that when they talked to Galen's friends, that basically worked out that it makes sense that it'd been Arena and them.
Yeah. So I
Rena,
can't wait to see what happens in Paradel once they decide to go. Where are they going to?
they, they're going to the Barrowlands eventually, but no, it's just funny because Rena's the face for the rebellion. Rena's the person that everyone connects to the assassination. Rena's also recently made a deal with the devil. Well, not necessarily made a deal, but took over a deal with the devil. And
Right.
kind of has no choice in the matter either.
This is what happens when you follow.
This is what happens when you let Ophios lead you around.
I was gonna say that. This is what happens when you follow the Sloko code.
Sloko Creed.
There's a reason why the Lopers aren't getting wiped out, guys, and why the Sloko are on their last legs.
I mean, I think we just need to make a couple more friends. Instead of biting and killing everybody, maybe if they made some allies, I'd have an easier time of it.
We'll see. We will see. I'm still blaming it on the Sloko.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But after they receive their new orders, they all decide to go and do some investigation while they are on vacation, basically. But even before going on vacation, they have a quick little meetup at the. I don't want to say tavern, but I guess it is a tavern, right?
Yes.
Let's say restaurant.
It's closer to a restaurant, but more tavern.
Yeah. Because I feel like Paradel would have actual restaurants. You know, everybody else has their peasant taverns, but Paradel, they're good.
To be fair, Forvin had a restaurant. But they had a restaurant.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sure Josh remembers it painfully.
During the restaurant meeting, they have a little bit of discussion on why they are being sent out on these strange missions, because they're just in InClime, even though a lot of them are like somewhat citizens, except maybe Gallon, but you know, Gallon's pretty much an asset to the Paradel army. But they find it strange that they're being sent on all these different excursions, and start to theorize a little bit on why that is before they decide, hey, let's go and let's take our leave before we get sent on our mission. And that's what they do.
They also were able to go to the quartermaster before that. Oh, geez, we got 1,000 credits and waiting for us here. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of fortune favors dropped in this one, as well as it's funny enough one trump card from Joey. Immediately, he's the bad guy. I remember in the chat afterwards, in the voice chat, it's just like, it's just so funny. It's just so funny that Naga plays all these fortune's favors. He's probably paid more fortune's favors than he's played trump cards. I think I'm still ahead on trump cards, and I think I'm pretty close to top of freaking fortune's favors too at this point. But no, it's just funny because he plays one trump card after playing all these fortune's favors, and he's immediately the evil guy. And it's just me and Edo in the background just laughing at that one.
Listen. This for Discord, you have to slight all of Discord before the players have to slight Discord before you can drop a trump card on them. That's the way it is. You're not allowed to drop a trump card unless the players have slighted someone in Discord. And then you can drop the trump card on them. No, I'm joking about that. Obviously, I don't care what you do with your points.
That's your points. Just spend them how they wish.
Yeah, spend them how you want. But
yeah, no, it's just funny because I've never done that. I'm just sure trump card doesn't seem like it'd be fun.
I mean, it is the fun thing to do, though. That is.
Also,
speaking about the commissary, the team now needs a name.
Mm.
They need.
Yeah. Otherwise, they lose all the rest of their credits.
Or they go straight back into the Paradel army. It's so.
No pressure, guys. No pressure.
We also get the little blue potion. That's going to be important for the rest of these campaigns from now on.
Potion of Invigorate.
Whenever there is a little blue potion described, we know that is the potion of Invigorate.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Or no, you can't work. That doesn't work with Blood Rages and Barbarians because I've already tried that.
I was just gonna say we don't even need Rena's canonization for that one. It's just gonna be the little blue potion from this point on.
Yep, it was already canonized by Scott.
Oh man. During the leave time, we get a couple of interesting points that are picked out. One is that Galan and Virgil do some research in the Barren Lands, finds out about the Horde in Kajinxi's formation, and Paradel's response to it, which is the perfect Paradel response to it.
Yep. Thanks, you can go now.
And
we insist.
Oh yeah. But it was when I heard him describing it was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if Paradel had some great leaders, that will be what I do. This is happening regardless, so why fight it? Just make sure that when it runs out of steam, we're the ones on top.
I have to wonder if that was around about the time they fought the Kraken.
It would be an interesting fact, wouldn't it? I'm sorry. Galen also learns the fighting style of Kajinxi, which I forget the name of. It's
Litmasil, I think it was.
Yeah, I couldn't remember it, but that sounds about right. Because all I remember is that it's the one that Tessel's using. So, how do you say it again?
Backspace. Litmasil. Litmasil.
Okay. Yeah.
Unlike Litmasil, like Litmissle.
Oh.
And then he gets big half-orc to try and train him in it, except that that's the problem, he's big.
Yeah, Tristan pretty much educates him on that point and tries to show him a little bit some of the angles that he would actually be attacked at. And how different that training actually is. Also, Vigo goes into more research with the undead and the barren lands and some of the mole construction over
and also like the extent of that empire sort of thing. So
yeah.
Well, where would we even begin to look in the first place? And I think he ended up rolling really well on that. So if you could find any of those points, then you have a +4 to survival from there to find the other points.
Yeah, the landmarks that some parent explorers were able to mark out before they died in the harshness of the barren lands. But yeah. And
he also had a bunch of alchemy stuff with
True.
Yeah, and everyone's got a potion belt that can have 12 potions in it. And he goes on a brewing spree for healing potions. I think that and the credits and a couple other things might be all part of the Fortune's Favor I dropped. Because I basically asked, hey, some useful loot perhaps. So hopefully this works out for him. And then Joey dropped the trump card. Evil Joey. Evil Joey. Much evil, such wow.
Didn't he also make some items as well, other than
Yeah, he
potions?
made some other items towards the end of it. I think there was a sun rod in one of them. I don't remember the other ones.
Yeah, it was Sunrod. I forgot to write down the other ones, but yeah. But it wasn't like Valrin's magical Sunrod, where if he broke it, something better happened. It was just like a Sunrod. But that was the end of that campaign, and so that was the end of this week's campaigns altogether. A lot of big stuff happening next week for Regicide.
Yes. Regicide's having world shaking moments at the moment. They've assassinated Prince of one of the regions of Peridot. They they sent the soul of an inner god to the devils. Who are probably going to enjoy taking that apart and remaking that into whatever they want, or feeding it to some other devils to make them bigger and stronger. So, watch the space if that devil stays the same.
Next week, I think Shadow's gonna have a couple of Karuk invading the mines to free people who may or
I remember there being actually a reference to Pizzagate there. But that one guy that went stormed one pizza place because he thought it was.
Let's be factual here. Nobody in the mines actually has chains on them. So there's going to be people storming the mines to free a bunch of people who are not actually technically enslaved. So,
It's just going to be funny because all the chains are going to be things for like climbing out of the mines with pulleys and things like that. So you're just going to break all those. So people are going to be stuck down there and all their wars going to be stuck down here as well. Just like, you assholes!
Dincho had no further plans to screw over their allies. So Dincho didn't plan this. Let's just say that.
No, they just sort of caused it.
And InClime will be moving into the Barrenlands. So we will see that. We will see the ramifications of that.
We'll also see what the hell happens with that next 23 hours for each side. Because they're going to need a long rest.
Maybe we'll finally get to see Greyrus. Maybe the InClime will help Greyrus come back into civilized land. "Quote unquote" civilized. I don't want to assume that everybody in the Barrenlands is uncivilized, because
I hear the Traxxons are pretty nice.
Yeah. But I'm thinking that I'm thinking Delric saved Greyrus for these guys, and that we're gonna get to see him sometime during the Barrenlands arc. Which
Either
is gonna
that
be
or for the Patreon game or for War Monger.
I'm thinking both. We'll see who gets to Greyrus faster, though.
Yeah,
Because he was a pretty good leader. He may be the reason that there's 700 people all gathering at the borders of Kajinsi.
that's true. I didn't think of that. That could happen. That could actually happen, and that could be so much fun.
So many.
He wasn't that much in the way of a wimp of a fighter either. It's just that he got his army freaking captured, and then him captured by a bunch of freaking other people.
Yep.
And at that point, he can't fight back when they just shut them with the victim time.
So I'm thinking we're gonna see Lord Greyrus popping up pretty soon.
It's just fun to think that both he and Osugo would both want to get it back at one, but they can't get one.
One is now with his god, or just dissolved in the astral plane. One of those two,
Maybe those two can get together and do some damage to the broken chain in remembrance of one.
But anyway, guys, that was everything this week. just a shout out to Derek and all the cast members, along with everyone in Discord. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for your time and the plays this week.
Yeah, I appreciate Arena.
Oh man.
Have a good
Have
one,
a great
everyone.
week, guys.